Alright traders, the Nas100, aka the Nasdaq. In today's market trading video recap, I'm going to show you a really interesting trading strategy on the Nas100, and more importantly, I'm going to show you how to react when a market goes parabolic as the Nas100 did this week. Now, first things first, guys, what you're seeing on the screen is a chart of the Nasdaq over the last 3 days, and what you're also seeing on the screen is the volume indicator band that's layered on to the chart. Now, the Nasdaq is awesome. This is one of the best benchmarks to trade. If you trade Forex, your symbol is Nas100. If you trade futures, your symbol is NQ. And of course, if you trade stocks and options, your symbol is QQQ. All right. And the beauty about deploying a Nas100 trading strategy, especially when the market goes parabolic as it did today, is a volume-based indicator and a volume-based strategy is going to work on any market. All right, so any one of those 3 symbols that I just listed a few seconds ago, whether you trade futures, whether you trade Forex, whether you trade stocks, you will definitely be able to set up your chart exactly like this, and you'll be able to forecast, okay, like right over here, you'll be able to forecast very specific locations in the market and on your chart where the volume shifts from either green into red or red into green. And that's why you see this message here on the chart. This is the exact moment in time where the volume indicator turned green. This was about 3 days ago, and the Nas100 has simply gone parabolic since then. I mean, look, here's the reality. The Nasdaq, or the Nas100, is a really, really good market to trade. In fact, this is one of the best, and I'm convinced that you can make a lot of money trading the Nas100 if you know what you're doing, and at the same time, you can also lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing. Make sense, guys? So let's talk about what it means when the market goes parabolic and how do you deal with that, all right? When a market goes parabolic, what that means is that the market has just gone on a tear and it has blown out anybody and everybody who's been betting against it, okay? And don't be afraid to admit if you're one of those guys who was betting against the Nas100, all right? There were a lot of amateur traders who tried to short it here. They tried to short it here. I mean, they've just been shorting it all the way up. And that's also what it means when a market goes parabolic, right? Because there were so many people betting against the Nas100, what I call there were so many shorts in this market, okay? And professional traders, institutions, hedge funds, they can see that. They can see everybody and anybody that's betting against the market. So what do you think these big guys do, right? They are going to squeeze those short sellers. They're going to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze, and they do that by pushing the market up. I mean, think of Tesla, right? Think of Bitcoin. Think of all these momentum stocks that just seem to keep going higher and higher and higher every single day without any rhyme or reason. It makes no sense, right? But here's the thing. If you're an active day trader, it's not your job to try to call tops or bottoms. It's not your job to make sense of why a market goes parabolic, okay? And because you only have one job, and that is to try to forecast trend changes in the market, whether or not the market goes parabolic or not. In fact, you should be hoping that the market goes parabolic, right? If you're long on the Nas100, you should be hoping and praying that this market is going to squeeze all those retail traders out. It's going to squeeze all those amateurs out. We're going to dump them all into the trash heap as this market keeps going higher. You want to participate in a short squeeze. You never want to go against a short squeeze. You understand what I'm saying? You ever heard the saying, if you can't beat them, join them, right? Why should trading be any different? Okay? Use your logical decision making. Use common sense, all right? When a trend changes, when the volume indicates a trend change to the bullish side, to the long side, shame on you if you tried to short this market anywhere, especially when it's so obviously green. All right. So for crying out loud, if you're going to trade the Nas100, heck, if you're going to deploy any type of Nas100 trading strategy, then always ask yourself, do you want to counter trend trade? Do you want to bet against what the big guys are doing? Or do you want to make it easy on yourself and just follow the trend? Guys, I can tell you a trend following strategy, especially on the Nas100, is going to blow away any type of other trading strategy. Just take my word for it. You still have to know what you're doing. You still have to put together a good risk reward profile. But at the end of the day, how clean does this chart look? This is 3 days, all right? The trend changed on day number 1. Here's day number 2. Here's day number 3. And actually, here's day number 4. Here's where we are right now. So this is actually 4 straight days. This is 4 consecutive days where a trend following strategy has paid huge dividends. This has been a massive payoff, all right, on the Nas100. Now look, for those of you guys who have the vol indicator and you've been actively trading the Nas100, what I can show you is an interesting way to try to micro trade the Nas100 by flipping to a smaller time frame chart. Okay, so one thing you could do, guys, when the Nas100 goes parabolic, or any market that you're following goes parabolic, meaning that the market starts squeezing out all of the short sellers, the amateurs, and the retail traders. All right, what you could think about doing is flipping over to a smaller time frame chart. So that's what you see on the screen right now. This is a Nas100 trading strategy deployed on a smaller time frame chart. We still have the volume indicator, and you're going to get a lot more color changes. All right, you're going to get a lot more trading signals when you flip to a smaller time frame chart. And here is how you handle this. All right, as long as the higher time frame chart is showing green, right? What you could then do is, on your smaller time frame chart, what you could do is only pay attention to color matches, right? So we're only going to pay attention to green color changes on the smaller time frame chart. Does this make sense, folks? Tell me if it doesn't, okay? What I'm trying to say to you is you could ignore this red, and you could ignore this red. So you're essentially ignoring this short setup here, you're ignoring this short setup here, and you're only taking this long setup right here. Again, why are you doing this? Because on the larger time frame chart, let me just go ahead and label this here. This is the larger time frame. All right, guys, an interesting analogy would be, think of, trading on a 1-minute chart versus a 15-minute chart. Okay, the 1-minute chart is going to be a little bit noisy. So what we're essentially doing here is we're using a 1-minute chart within context of a larger chart. Okay, so this is the larger chart. We are green, and all I'm doing here, guys, is I'm jumping over to a smaller time frame, and I'm loading the volume indicator on the smaller time frame chart, which is the Nas100. And like I said, guys, I'm only taking the green. So here would be one, and then here would be another one, right? Here would be another one right here, okay, that we're taking. And we're going to ignore all of the reds. We're going to ignore every single short setup forever until something tells us different on the larger time frame chart, which could also very well happen, right? Look, at some point in time, guys, the Nas100 is going to turn red, right? We are going to get an amazing short setup on the larger time frame on the Nas100, and it's going to be great. But for now, man, we still need to squeeze out all of those retail traders, all those amateurs, all those people that don't know what they're doing, okay? And what I'm essentially showing you here, guys, in this Nas100 trading strategy is how to do that within context of a higher time frame versus a smaller time frame. And what you accomplish by doing that is you take only the best setups, meaning you take only the highest probability setups. In fact, this setup right over here ripped for 600 potential pips and or ticks, depending on if you trade Forex futures, stocks. It was a huge move just in a couple hours. I mean, look, guys would be happy with half of this, okay, on a daily basis. Okay, 600 pips, 600 ticks, guys, that is nothing to laugh at. All right, so look, I hope I've been able to educate you on this Nas100 trading strategy video on how professional traders actually trade. Okay, they're not using Japanese candlesticks, they're not using Bollinger Bands or stochastics or all these garbage free indicators, right? I think all you would need to put together a successful Nas100 trading strategy, or any instrument, any symbol, right? All you'd need to do is potentially use a volume-based indicator, know your limits with risk and reward, look for the best setups, look for the highest probability setups that have the lowest amount of risk, and guys, this is how you do it. All right, so like I said earlier, guys, for everybody out there who has been shorting the Nasdaq or you're shorting the Nas100, okay, you've probably got your face chopped off several times this week. And like I said, if you can't beat them, join them. Don't be a retail trader. Don't be an amateur. Start educating yourself on how to capture larger moves by using volume. It's simple, right? I don't feel like anything I've outlined here for you in this video is confusing or complicated, right? We're just using one simple volume-based metric to help us identify the starting point of a trend. And what we do with that information is we're potentially jumping over to a smaller time frame to capture huge moves on a matching and corresponding color change. And for all you guys out there who do not have this volume indicator, it's time for you to get off the sidelines, get involved. For everybody else, I know you had an awesome week trading the Nas100. I mean, it was epic. This was just a history-making moment. This is going to go down in the history books as a record trading week. Guys, that'll do it for this video. If you'd like to get your hands on this powerful volume indicator, then get in touch, call, text, email, whatever's convenient, and I'd be happy to hook you up with a free one-on-one demo, really show you how this volume indicator is going to supercharge your trading. Guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next trade.